Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a deep dive into some fascinating source material.
Mm-hmm.
And today...
Sounds intriguing.
It is.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be looking at the Vatican,
Vatican.
the Vatican, of all institutions,
Right.
stepping into the world of AI.
Stepping into the world of AI. Fascinating, releasing ethical guidelines.
Yeah, ethical guidelines for AI.
Yeah.
So we'll be taking a look at this document, exploring, I guess, what it means for warfare, human relationships, and even our search for meaning in this, well, increasingly digital age.
Right.
The sources for this deep dive are an Associated Press article
Okay.
and a podcast called Le Podcast de Philippe,
Interesting.
which gives kind of a European perspective on this global issue. So
Right, and I think what makes these guidelines so significant is that it's really the first major religious institution that has, weighed in on AI, sort of in this way.
Yeah.
And I think it signals that, these ethical considerations are going beyond the tech world and really kind of entering the realms of, philosophy and faith.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not something that they're shying away from at all.
No.
So I'm interested to hear kind of what are the key areas that the Vatican is focusing on in these guidelines?
So one of the most striking things when you read the document is their concern about AI in warfare.
Oh, wow.
They highlight the dangers of, well, they call them autonomous weapon systems, essentially machines that can make, life or death decisions without any human intervention.
No human intervention.
And they argue that taking a human life should never, ever be delegated to a machine.
Yeah.
And they emphasize that, human moral judgment is critical here.
Of course.
And this is something that AI simply lacks.
It's a chilling thought to consider, right? Machines deciding who lives or dies on a battlefield.
Yeah, it's a bit dystopian.
It is, yeah. It raises some serious, I think, ethical questions about accountability and, well, absolutely.
The potential for unintended consequences.
For sure.
What other concerns are they raising?
They also kind of delve into the potential impact of AI on, well, human relationships and our search for meaning.
Okay.
They caution against relying on AI for genuine human connection.
Oh.
Recognizing that, AI can simulate emotions.
Yeah.
It can mimic relationships.
It can.
But it lacks the depth and complexity of true human interaction.
Yeah, you're not going to, spill your heart out to a chat bot and expect to get...
You're not going to find true fulfillment.
Yeah.
By confiding in Siri.
Right, exactly. It might offer, a semblance of companionship.
Right.
But it can't replace the richness and the authenticity of, real human relationships.
Exactly. And they also kind of tackle this more philosophical question of whether, people might turn to AI for a sense of purpose or meaning in their lives. And they warn that this could lead to a form of, well, they say idolatry.
Wow, idolatry.
Yeah.
Okay. They argue that, genuine fulfillment comes from a relationship with God, not from algorithms or artificial intelligence.
That's a fascinating perspective. It's almost like, they're saying that we could become so reliant on these systems that we kind of give up our own agency and our ability to think critically.
Absolutely. And that leads into another area they address, which is privacy and surveillance.
Right.
They express some serious concerns about the potential for AI to be misused for, surveillance purposes.
Oh, yeah.
They advocate for strong regulations and transparency when it comes to AI's data processing capabilities.
Sure.
Really emphasizing the need to safeguard, individual privacy and freedom in this digital age.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a big one.
It is a big one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like we shouldn't, rush to embrace all the capabilities of AI without considering the protection of these fundamental rights.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting that they also address the environmental impact of AI, something that doesn't get a lot of attention, I think.
It's true. They acknowledge the potential for AI to contribute to solutions for climate change.
Right.
But they also want us to consider the environmental costs.
Wow.
For example, the cloud, which we all use every day, relies on these massive data centers that consume enormous amounts of energy and water.
Sure.
And that, of course, contributes to CO2 emissions.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even these, technologies that seem kind of intangible still have a real-world physical footprint.
Absolutely.
And speaking of shaping the real world, the Vatican also gets into the implications of AI for education.
They do. They stress the need for education systems to really adapt to this new AI-driven reality, and they place a strong emphasis on critical thinking skills.
Oh, I'm interested.
Yeah, it's not enough to just be able to access information quickly. Students need to be able to, well, analyze information, discern truth from falsehood, and apply knowledge in meaningful ways.
So it's not just about like
It's deeper than that.
rote memorization
Yeah.
or just mastering the technical skills,
No, it's about being able to think critically.
but also being able to, think critically about all this information that's coming at us,
Yeah.
especially through this new kind of AI filter in a way.
Exactly. And the Vatican also underscores the importance of a holistic approach to education, one that engages the mind, heart, and hands, as they say.
Okay.
So they advocate for an education that fosters creativity and empathy and ethical decision-making alongside technical proficiency.
It's almost like they're saying that in a world that's, being shaped so much by AI,
Right.
that these are the uniquely human skills
They are.
that will become even more valuable.
Absolutely. Couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
Now, kind of shifting gears a little bit, how does the Vatican view the role of AI in healthcare? I mean, that's a field where it seems like the applications are just, enormous.
Huge. Yeah. They acknowledge the potential, the huge potential for AI to revolutionize healthcare by improving diagnoses and treatments.
Right.
But they're adamant that AI should never replace the human element in doctor-patient relationships.
Okay.
They argue that treatment decisions and the ultimate responsibility for patient care must always remain with human healthcare professionals.
So it's a tool, like you said, right?
Right.
To help these healthcare providers, it's not a
replacement for
properly.
human expertise and empathy and that doctor-patient bond.
Right.
That's so important.
Right. And that seems to be a recurring theme in all of these guidelines is that,
Yeah.
AI is a tool.
Yeah. Maintaining that human control over AI is a theme throughout. It's really a call to proceed with caution, I think, making sure that as AI technology advances, that it remains firmly under human guidance and that it serves humanity, not the other way around.
Right. And I think this idea of setting some boundaries and establishing ethical frameworks is really crucial, especially given how fast AI is evolving.
Absolutely. And they also get into this, kind of alarming rise of AI-generated misinformation and deepfakes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they warn of the dangers of AI being used to create and spread these incredibly realistic, fabricated content. And they call for vigilance, urging people to really be critical consumers of information and to verify the authenticity of AI-generated content before sharing it.
Yeah, deepfakes.
Deepfakes, yeah.
Those videos and images that have been digitally manipulated to make it seem like
to make it look like
someone's doing or saying something
it's scary.
that they never did. That's a perfect example of
Exactly, yeah.
how AI can really kind of blur those lines between
blur the lines,
reality and fabrication.
For sure. And it's a reminder that while AI can be this powerful tool for communication and creativity, it can also be weaponized to deceive and manipulate.
Yeah, and the Vatican is saying, we need to develop those critical thinking skills.
We do.
And that media literacy.
For sure.
To really kind of navigate this
Absolutely.
increasingly complex information landscape.
Exactly. So it's not just about embracing the potential of AI, but also about, acknowledging its potential downsides and equipping ourselves with the tools to mitigate those risks.
Right. So it's not about fearing AI or rejecting it outright. It's about approaching it with responsibility.
Responsibility, yes. And this commitment to ethical principles.
Well, ethical principles. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
And they go beyond just highlighting the risks. They also kind of offer this vision for how AI can be used for good.
Oh, they emphasize the importance of aligning its development and application with human values.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really crucial point. It's not just about what AI can do, but about making sure it's being used in a way that
aligns with our values.
Reflects our values as a society.
Exactly. They argue that AI systems should be designed and used in a way that promotes human dignity, justice, solidarity, and the common good.
It sounds like they're pushing for this kind of human-centered approach to AI, right?
Yeah.
One that prioritizes ethics alongside all these advancements.
Yeah, that's a key takeaway for sure. They're not saying, stop developing AI,
Right.
but they are saying, make sure that all this development, that it's guided by a strong ethical compass.
Right. So where does this leave us?
Right.
I mean, what are the practical implications of these guidelines for people
Yeah.
navigating this increasingly AI-driven world?
Well, the Vatican really emphasizes the importance of individual responsibility. They urge all of us to become more conscious and more discerning users of AI.
Okay.
Recognizing its presence in our lives and questioning its influence.
It's like wake up and smell the algorithms, right? AI is not some far off thing. It's already woven into our lives.
Absolutely, in ways that we probably don't even realize.
So awareness is kind of the first step.
Yeah.
But what else can we do to make sure that we're using these technologies responsibly and ethically?
Well, they stress critical thinking.
Okay.
Don't just blindly accept what AI tells you.
Right.
Ask questions, consider alternative perspectives, and be wary of potential biases, that can be embedded in algorithms.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read on the internet, but now it's
right, exactly.
Don't believe everything the AI tells you.
On steroids.
Yeah, right. We really need to hone those critical thinking skills to be able to sort through all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, AI is a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
It's really up to us humans to guide its development and its application.
In a way that benefits everyone.
Exactly, in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
So it's not about being afraid of it.
No.
But it's about approaching it with that intention with that responsibility.
Yeah.
And a commitment to ethical principles.
Yeah, I think that's the key message here.
Yeah, I think that's a great point to end on.
I think so.
So we hope this deep dive into the Vatican's ethical guidelines for AI has given you some food for thought, some things to think about.
Yeah.
And if you did find it interesting, be sure to subscribe to the deep dive on YouTube.
And like this video.
And we'll be back next week with another deep dive into another fascinating topic.
A fascinating topic. See you then.